The contract of indemnity. So what is called contract of indemnity? The indemnity, the definition, section 124, a contract by which one person promised to save other from loss caused to him by the conduct of the promiser himself, by the conduct of any other person, is called as a contract of indemnity. Is contract of indemnity in the sense when one person is giving assurance to safeguard other person, that is called as a contract of indemnity. Okay, so in this also there are two parties are available, indemnity holder and indemnity fire. So who is called indemnity holder and indemnity fire? Let's see in the class. So example is car insurance policy. So what they will do, usually the insurance companies are, there are a lot of insurance companies there. The main purpose of insurance companies are what? To safeguard somebody else, to safeguard somebody else. For that purpose, they are charging money. So that is called as an indemnity. When one person is giving assurance to other person to safeguard, for that purpose, if they are collecting some money, reward, that is called as an indemnity. Contract of indemnity. A contract of indemnity is a contract whereby one party promised to save another from the loss caused to him by the contract of the promise itself. For example, I'm driving a car. Okay, I have a car. I have taken insurance for my car due to some poor driving. I met an accident. So here the loss occurred. Okay, by myself, the owner of the car itself. For that also, sometime I can, if the reason is valid, I can claim a compensation. Or if somebody hit my vehicle, because of that, if damage occurred to my vehicle, then I can claim for it. So we have to very clear under the contract of indemnity, whereby the loss occurred in a two way, either by the promisor itself or the third party. Okay. Essentials of contract of indemnity: parties to a contract, protection of loss, express or implied, covers only the actual loss, essentials of valid contract, number of contract, depend on good faith. Parties to a contract. There must be two parties, namely promiser and indemnifier, and the promisee and indemnified and indemnity holder. So who is called promiser, indemnifier? Okay, then who is called promisee, indemnified, and indemnity holder? Protection of loss. A contract of indemnity is entered into for the purpose of protecting the promise from the loss. The loss may be caused due to the conduct of the promiser. Okay, so again I'm telling you, when one person giving assurance to another person to safeguard, that is called as an indemnity. This kind of an indemnity might be express or implied. Express in the sense it might be either in oral or written, whereas implied in the sense sometimes due to the conduct of the parties relationship it may occur. Is cover only the actual loss, not other than that. Features of indemnity: it must possess all the ingredients of valid agreement in contingent agreement to make a goods and loss. The loss must caused by the human contact only. Loss must have an actual it suffered. The parties to a contract of indemnity: indemnifier and indemnity holder. So example, motor insurance, marine insurance, and fire insurance. Indemnity: the rights of indemnity holders are to claim a damages, to claim cost, the other payment. So who is called as indemnity holder? The person who is taking a insurance. Okay, the person who is taking the insurance. So he can claim a cost, he can ask any claimant, or he can ask any kind of a damages. A person who promised to make a goods loss, make a goods losses, the promise is called as an indemnifier. The person who lost it to be made good, the promise is called an indemnity holder. The person who is indemnified is called as a indemnified. By a contract of indemnity, a security is provided to the promisee against any anticipated loss. Indemnify means to save from loss. So essential rights of indemnity must contain all the essentials of valid contract. Promisee must have a suffered loss. Rights of indemnity holder: promiser, the person who's safeguarding, the person, insurance company is called as a indemnifier. The customer is called as a indemnity holder. So keep it remember, the person who is giving assurance or who is giving promise to safeguard somebody else, the promiser, is called as indemnifier. The person who is saved, who for promisee, is called as an indemnity holder. entitled to recover a promisor, entitled to recover from the promisor caste, and entitled to recover from promisor also.